We're in a great era of baseball. We're definitely, I mean, these prospects that are coming up are going to be phenomenal. And even if they're not, like I said, you got Chris Bryant, 24, Bryce Harper, 23. So,
and another good thing about baseball, I think, is, the parity in the league. So this year we have Houston and LA in the World Series. Last year we had Cleveland and Chicago in the World Series. It's every year there's, if not both.
The year before was Kansas City and the Mets.
Yeah, so every single year, if not both teams are different, at least one of the teams is different.
And it feels like everybody has a shot.
Everybody has a shot, and it's very unlike the NBA where we kind of like go into the season like, well, these are the favorites. You do have favorites in baseball, but it changes yearly, and things can happen like that.
Yeah, I mean, no one thought the Diamondbacks or the Rockies were going to get in the playoffs, and both of them made.
I did.
Yeah, right. Yeah, with that ERA last year that the Diamondbacks had, like over 5.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but like the Diamondbacks and the Rockies both made it. I mean, the Twins tried to tank halfway through the season, and they ended up making it in the playoffs.
That still kind of makes baseball like both better and also worse at the same time because it's really, really hard to predict things in baseball.
Right.
But if you're going to the season and you're a fan of like the worst team in the MLB the previous year, I mean, you have a shot at making the playoffs the next year.
The Twins won 58 games last year, and they made the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's like one of the biggest turnarounds in MLB history. So, and they didn't really do a whole lot to their roster. It's just
like people growing and people learn, and like baseball's a very, very mental game, and when you get more experience, you just get better at it, and you face more pitchers, you see more looks at it. It's just
absolutely. I mean, that's why it's one of my favorites. I mean, I love it. Love baseball.
We're cheering for Houston. Go beat LA. Beat LA for both of us.
Please.
Go beat LA for both of us. But moving on. We've got some news to talk about in the NBA. I want to leave the Suns stuff for last, so let's talk about what's going on with, what are your thoughts on the first week of the NBA season?
The top teams aren't just wrecking people like we kind of thought they were.
And I think that's kind of like, so I have an opinion about this, and I kind of wanted to say it earlier in the thing, in like the preseason, but for sake of being wrong, I kind of held with Trevor. But it's like not every single year, because like the Warriors have been dominant for a long time, and I still think they're going to be dominant this year. They're just kind of stumbling out of the gate, but I think this whole notion that the Warriors are going to win 75 games or whatever, or 70 games, even though we both kind of thought they had the chance to do it. They still do have the chance to do it, but it's very, very unlikely now. They're not going to go 82-0. They're not even going to go 81-0, guys. It's not going to happen. But I think like when a team is so dominant for so long, and historically you see this, teams just lose motivation. Mm-hmm. And the Warriors, you can see it when they're playing and see it in the stats too. They've lost kind of their identity on defense. This is the first 3 games of the season. I don't want to like overreact, but so far in the season, they've not been the same defensive team. They've been isoing more, not moving the ball around like they normally would. And it seems like, maybe we should have expected them to drop off a little bit, just because they've been dominant for so long. We see it in teams all the time where they've won 67 games the last 3 years. It's just hard to keep that kind of intensity going throughout the regular season.
Honestly, I mean, that plus I also think when you're playing that deep into the playoffs every year, you're going to get gassed.
Tired, yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, that should show you how great Greg Popovich and the Spurs are.
I know,
because they're back to the Western Conference Finals every year.
And they still they're undefeated. I mean, I think they've only played 2 games.
Yeah, 2 games,
2-0 right now. But I was at least Trevor was giving me more respect than I was. But I was saying like, they might be like 6 or 7 seed in the East.
And Kawhi Leonard hasn't played yet, has he?
No. It's like, of course,
but
the Spurs.
I think going in, I mean, back to baseball for a second. I mean, not to like just promote the Cubs here, but I mean, they went to the NLCS 3 years in a row. That's a lot of games. That's 10 to 15 extra games every year you're going to play. When you're the Golden State Warriors, even though they're like sweeping people,
they've been to the finals 3 straight years.
Finals 3 straight years. So you're looking at a minimum of at least 12 games extra every year, and that's if you sweep all the way through.
Yeah.
Or sorry, 16 if you sweep all the way through.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're probably tired, and it's gonna happen.
And Kevin Durant had a really weird offseason. I mean, I wouldn't say that. Especially I don't want to put too much on Kevin Durant, and I think he's a really, really great player. But he just, especially in their first game when I was watching it, the first few minutes, he didn't seem himself. And he's been really, really great defensively. The offensive, they just seem out of sync. Like I said, they've been doing a lot more isolation plays. I think they're double what they were last year per game. I mean, it's 3 games this season.
We're still early.
It's still early.
They've also played 2 really good teams. I mean, they played Memphis. They played Houston. It's not like they lost to...
But they almost lost to New Orleans.
But at least New Orleans has 2 stars.
I know, but New Orleans is bad. New Orleans is bad. I know. I'm pretty confident on my pick that New Orleans is not going to even get close to the playoffs right now.
I'm pretty confident on my pick that Memphis is going to make it, man. They look good. They killed New Orleans and they beat down Golden State.
That's hurting my prediction on them and them
Mike
anybody.
Conley is a star.
Mike Conley is really good. If they're in the playoff hunt around All-Star season, if Mike Conley doesn't make the All-Star team,
I'm gonna be so mad.
There needs to be riots because that guy's been ignored enough, and to bring this Memphis team who is they're decimated. They don't have anything outside of him and Marc Gasol.
Nothing. And JaMychal Green went down the first 10 minutes of the first game.
I would say, and this is really bad, I would say New Orleans' talent around DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis is better than Memphis' talent around Mike Conley and Marc Gasol.
Yeah, that's honestly not the worst estimate you've ever had.
Yeah, but and that's really bad.
I mean, can we be honest? Other than John Wall and Chris Paul, he's probably the 3rd best 2-way guard in the league.
Yeah,
or 2-way point guard. I should say.
2-way point guard.
Sorry, Jimmy Butler. Sorry, Paul George, or whoever.
Jimmy Butler's kind of been
whoever plays guard.
Jimmy Butler's been kind of weird on offense so far.
It's 3 games. I'm not worried.
But it's weird in the beginning of the season to see, because the Warriors haven't been, I looked at a stat earlier today, the Warriors haven't been under 500 multiple games in the season. They lost the first game of the season last year. Mm-hmm. And then they ended up winning 67 games. So it's not don't overreact to this. They're still going to win a lot of games. They're still going to be dominant, but I just don't think people should go into the season thinking the Warriors are going to win 75 games. Yeah. Why should anyone ever even try?
Right.
And
I understand.
When that happens, why should Houston try when they're down 20 or something? They were down quite a bit in that first game.
18 or 19, yeah.
And then came back and won it. Mm-hmm. And you should never rule out anything in the NBA, which we've seen the first game in the NBA for a lot of teams.
I mean, everyone thought Boston season was going to be a cakewalk, and they lost their star 5 minutes into the season. It's not like Brooklyn was going to do anything, but Jeremy Lin's season's done like that. Yeah.
I mean, you never know what's going to happen, so never go into the season thinking it's a sure bet.
Ask the Green Bay Packers about that.
Yeah.
Here's another one of my favorite things, and that's just because when people get way overhyped on stuff, I like to make fun of them. Philadelphia is 0-3.
Oh yeah, so we need to talk about this. Philly fans that thought they were going to make the playoffs, we told you so. They're 0-3. They looked good the first game. I think they got blown out by 20 in one of their games.
I can't. They're 0-3. They are beating Detroit right now. So given that they don't collapse in this game, they'll be 1-3.
But Ben Simmons, look. I mean, Philly fans, this is not a bad thing. Not making the playoffs the first year that they have 2 great rookie or Markelle Fultz. It's kind of I don't know about that, but at least Ben Simmons looks good. And guess what? He's only 21. You don't have to win this year. No. You can win next year or the year after. Joel Embiid's kind of been kind of wishy-washy a little bit so far, but
he's okay. He's fine. I'm not worried. The funny thing is though, these guys aren't playing 82 games. So if they're 1-3 with them in the lineup, can you only imagine how bad they're going to be without these guys in the lineup?
So again, Philly fans, you do not win, especially in the NBA. You do not win with that many young players that soon.
Never.
Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden were on the same team. they did not make the playoffs the first time they were all together.
Or the second, I don't think.
No, they made it. I think James Harden's second year they made it to the playoffs. They were the eighth or seventh.
Yeah, they were 8th and lost to the Lakers.
Lost to the Lakers.
That's when we knew they were like on the up and coming.
Yeah, but that was Kevin Durant's 4th year.
Right. Yeah.
Not Joel Embiid's 42nd game.
Dude, it's not even that much. It's like
I know.
34.
He's only played 30 games, so I mean, slow yourself. Joel Embiid is not Kevin Durant.
No, not even close.
Ben Simmons is not Russell Westbrook. I mean, Ben Simmons looks really, really good so far. As for a rookie. If you think about it,
right.
like he's a rookie.
No, that's fine.
He looks really, really good. He's averaging like 18, 10 and something. 18, 10 and 5, I think. He looks really, really good. And Lakers. No, you're not making the playoffs.
Brandon Ingram or Lonzo Ball has
but we've won one game in the clutch. No, you didn't. You beat the Phoenix Suns, who are going to be by far, they might not even make 10 wins this year.
Given their best player is now gone.
Yeah,
but we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the Lakers, Lonzo Ball has won almost triple-double, and Brandon Ingram scores 25 points, and they are like the best team in the NBA.
Yeah, it's just you beat the Phoenix Suns, but TJ Warren also missed a free throw to tie the game. Yeah. And then you kind of came back against the Pelicans, but again, the Pelicans are not a good team, guys. This is not what you hang your hat on.
But Kyle Kuzma had 15 points, so he's like the best player they've ever had.
So I saw an interesting thing. I was looking at the box score, or I was looking at the recap of the game. It says Lonzo Ball nears triple-double and Lakers loss and dazzles with assists. It was something like that. He had 13 assists, 8 points, and 8 rebounds. That's good. Yeah. Nowhere is it mentioned. In the winning team, DeMarcus Cousins had 27, 13, and 8. Nowhere in the world is it mentioned.
Anthony Davis had like 28 and 17 or something.
Nowhere is it said, oh yeah, DeMarcus Cousins also was even closer to triple-double and they won the game. So
yeah,
So that DeMarcus Cousins pick for biggest temper tantrum, I almost got it right there.
First game of the year.
First game of the season, I almost got it.
Man, I was just sitting back with my hands behind my head, just laughing at that. Oh, it was great. I was like, man, Sean is on the money this year.
On the money. Okay.
Other than that, everything else has gone pretty much kind of how we expected.
I mean, it's been good.
2-1.
It's been good. I think it's D'Angelo Russell has kind of impressed me.
He grew up really fast this offseason. As long as he keeps it up, I think we're okay.
Hearts out there for both Jeremy Lin. We talked about Gordon Hayward, but prayers out for Gordon Hayward and Jeremy Lin. It was gut wrenching seeing not only the Gordon Hayward thing, but the Jeremy Lin thing. When he knew it was gone, and he just looks over the bench and he says, "I'm done," and then starts like bursting out into tears. And you don't want to see this NBA players like. Yeah, they make a bunch of money and stuff, but they work hard at their job. They're not just sitting on the couch, raking in millions of dollars. They work.
Oh, absolutely.
They work hard to lead up to this thing, and then they're always under all this scrutiny and stuff. It's just not fair to say like, well, I mean, he made $20 million or whatever.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. And we've both run into people that talk about like, oh, they make so much money, they should just deal with it. Like, it's still like their lives, their bodies that are being injured. It's kind of crazy. But I'll let you go ahead. I'm just going to leave the floor to you and let you go ahead and talk about Phoenix.
If you haven't heard yet, the Phoenix Suns are 0-3. They started off the year with a dazzling display of a 48-point loss to Portland without CJ McCollum. I was not so worried. I was like, you know what? We lost by 48, but we're really, really young. Eric Bledsoe didn't have a great game shooting. Devin Booker didn't have a great game shooting. Josh Jackson actually looked pretty good. He just get stuck by Mo Harkless at the rim. But, that's fine.
Josh Jackson looked good for about 5 minutes, and then the rest of the game, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, well, I mean, Josh Jackson is a solid 11.5 point scorer right now. He's been 11, 11, and 12. So
11, 11, 12, doesn't rebound, doesn't pass.
Which is kind of like a shocker. I'm hoping it doesn't take him as long as Andrew Wiggins took to, like, finally realize, like, oh, yeah, I'm more athletic and taller than everybody. I can just go in there and rebound, and I can pass a little bit. Because going into the season, like, Josh Jackson was, like, he kind of like a point forward type. Like, he can pass a little bit in college and stuff like that, and it's just... Maybe it's the Kansas thing.
For a guy that big, that tall, that athletic, he should have more than 3 rebounds in 3 games.
I know, but let's just give him time. I'm not
No, I just want to pile on. That's all I'm doing.
Guess what, guys? Josh Jackson's the bright spot for us right now. The fact that he's already shooting threes really, really well. He's over 50% shooting from three. That's a bright spot for us.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and let them know about your best player?
Okay, so Eric Bledsoe, it was rumored that he was in a lot of rumors this offseason in trades with Kyrie Irving, and he's been in trade rumors probably since a year and a half ago.
Easily.